enough money to make, you have enough money to make what you want to do for fuel, for let's say maintenance, for all the aspects you want to have to do. And also an ability to make more easier for couriers. Because in our country, as I mentioned in my speech, we have a very, very low percentage of penetration of bank accounts. So with this cash, we are trying to push couriers to always, let's say, have a minimum cash on their balance. Okay, so we are using, for example, mobile banking, uh, which have more penetration in the country in order to pay the salary of the couriers. So, for example, a courier can come to us, say, "I don't have a bank account, but I want to work for you." Okay, no problem. Let's start. And we have too many. You have a lot of possibility. You can take money in the balance as cash directly. You can also give us a phone number, and then we will transfer you by mobile banking. So and now we are working with all the providers of telco here in Côte d'Ivoire in order to ensure that we have no restriction in terms of with an operator. You can come with all the application you want, and then we're gonna ensure that we will pay you.
Thank you.
Great, thanks. Thanks. Esther, I saw you in the chat saying that Glovo is doing good in Kenya. Anything you would like to share from Kenya? Or maybe Esther. Yes.
Yes. Hi, guys. You can hear me.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's so nice. I'm in Nairobi. I think I just ordered something by Glovo for dinner last night, but it's doing well, and the gig economy is speaking. So, but unfortunately, we don't have as many regulations in our industry to regulate the workers. But so far, so good. So, thumbs up, Glovo.
So thank you for this thing. And sometimes you see the regulation should come by the company themselves. You see, we should not always wait for the government in order to make some things. Sometimes we need to push them, because, for example, when we are coming in a market, as I mentioned, we are not trying to do as orders, because doing as orders, you're gonna have the same results. I don't remember the name, but the people who say that if you do the same thing, don't expect having change. So for us, we consider that we need to adapt. We need to make the thing how they are doing in the country. For example, in Kenya, M-Pesa have a very, very good penetration. So what we made, we are trying to push M-Pesa on the Glovo app in order to give ability to the customer, in order to give the ability to the couriers to work with. Also, they have the possibility to give tips via the mobile banking, because, for example, we don't have bank accounts. We don't have a lot of people who don't have bank accounts. So for giving tips is generally difficult for people who have this. So they have now the ability to give it via their mobile, or if they have a bank account, via their credit cards, if it is possible. So continue to order, Esther.
Exactly, great. And Jerry, do you have a question for Serge?
Yeah, I wanted to find out whether they have a binding contract with the couriers, and additionally, are they permanent staff or they are temporary staff? So as and when you need them, you call them as and when you have more orders and all that. I want to know.
Okay, the couriers, the principle of our business is that the fact that the couriers are freelancers. Okay, so they have ability to come and go wherever they want. But we do have a contract, but it's a contract of freelancers. So the thing is, they have flexibility. This is the first thing that they need, the flexibility. They can work at the hour, even each 30 minutes that they want. You see, we at the beginning of let's say on Monday and Thursday, we say, okay, on the next days, we will need a lot of couriers, okay? So guys, do you want to work? If you do, we have all this calendar. You just need to select when you want to work, okay? And when the day come, you're just here in the delivery area, and you will receive an order. If you don't want to work, you can. You have many possibilities. For example, if now that we have the Ramadan soon, for example, you can deactivate the possibility of receiving order, because you might make your prayer, for example, Or for example, you can just say, if you have an accident, you can just press a button, SOS, and say, I cannot receive any more orders. And we do nothing because we consider that it's your right. You have the ability to do what you want. We have the capacity to plan this and to forecast this in order to ensure the continuity of the service delivery. So this is how we are doing. So if you want, for example, I can share with you, let me share my screen quickly. Yes. Here?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can see that a lot of things, like for example, we are trying to put a fair and reliable earnings. We are trying to solve all the issues. We put platform. We have web of Glovers in order to ensure that they want to talk with us. Now we have the community of couriers. We have a lot of groups of couriers where they press the push. Let me give you an example. Here, you know that I'm from Côte d'Ivoire, for example, and Drogba is a football player, is a famous one. And each time that he orders, all the couriers want to have a picture and push it in the group. So we made like a game. So the person will make the most picture with Drogba will earn something. For example, a motorbike. So then courier want to always be on field in order to ensure that one day they will fall on him and they will make a picture. So this is all the things that we are putting in place to ensure that we want that our courier will be satisfied, and we ensure that the safety is important for us.
I'm also from Ghana.
Aquaba.
Great. I love the example from having the pictures with Drogba. That's amazing. So anybody else has a question for Serge? Jerry, you can continue asking your questions if you have them. Go ahead.
Obviously, I'm a trade unionist, so I'm more concerned about, the welfare of the workers. And so the reason for my question basically was to find out whether, in terms of social security, in terms of probably when they are sick, and, when you are a permanent staff, you are entitled to sick leave and all those things. So that was why I was asking. But if they are freelancer, then probably it means that they are, everything is included in whatever they earn. Is that how it is?
Well, it's clear that your right for the others is like this, but here in Côte d'Ivoire and here in Glovo in general, we subscribe an insurance for our couriers. So when they have an accident, if it's during the delivery, if it's after a delivery, if it's going to a delivery, if it's even when they are coming in the delivery area, they are covered. Okay. When I say they are covered, I mean we reimburse all completely everything. We are reimbursing the medical health. We are reimbursing the medicine. We are reimbursing everything. And in case of invalidity of let's say more than 10 days, each day they receive a certain amount. I don't remember exactly, but they receive a certain amount each day in order to compensate their invalidability, due to the injury they had because of the delivery. And also, I'm touching wood now, but the thing is, even if we have somebody who died during this, I remember one day last year, we had a courier who died, who took in care of all the elements, and we also taking charge of the family and give a compensation. For sure, it will not it will not compensate because it's death, but at least we are trying to be there for them and always let them know that even if you are freelancer, we consider you, we are a community and we want you to be part of this. So this is also why couriers prefer to be with us, because they say, okay, even if I'm a freelancer, I have a certain security, and this is why I want to join Glovo.
Great. I see you made the trade unionist happy with that answer. Atakrik, do you want to ask another question, maybe from your from your experience?
Now I'm a little bit curious about the owner or the ownership structure of the company? Because it sounds like it's a principle of the company that's planned to be social, let me call it social enterprise. Who's the one investing in this company at the first place, and who's the one that keep investing in this? Like because you need investor to survive to some level, I would say.
Yeah, of course. But also the thing is, we are one of the company. For example, for in the case of Côte d'Ivoire, we are the company. We were at the moment the country we reach the profitability the more quickest. We reach the profitability after 9 months, because it was a real boom in Côte d'Ivoire. And if you want to see, for example, if you want to know, for example, who we invest in, I can give you a secret. Huh? Drake is one of our investors. The singer.
Drake. So you have Drogba and Drake. Oh my God.
So those are the people who invest in our business. So because the thing is now, it's not about just making business. It's about making business, but in the good way, you see. So this is why we are trying to attract people who say, okay, we want to do business. Of course, we have our costs, we have our charges, but we're also trying to put in this middle of all this business, the people who are doing the job, I mean, the couriers, because they are in the center. Okay, so I told you that we have 3 pillars. We have the couriers, we have the partners, and the customers. We are just here for making the relationship between them. So every time that we can do something for a courier in order to ensure that they will be satisfied, we are trying to do our best.
Great. I also have a question, but if others have a question before the narrator or the moderator, that's fine. But I was wondering also, Serge, because you shared that you want to create this community of Glovers, right? And do you feel like there's other delivery companies like Glovo active in Côte d'Ivoire, but also the other countries where you're active that do similar things? Or how do you present yourself as a company to these drivers?
Well, now we have a company like Junior Food, who's trying to do quite the same, but it's a bit different in the model, because for junior couriers, they are employees. They are trying to employ a lot of people, or they are putting them in a group of 3PLs. Okay. Well, the thing is, for couriers, some who don't like, let's say, to be because in this part they are obliged to be at time in the delivery area. They need to make a certain minimum number of hours. They have less flexibility. So for what we are proposing to our couriers is the factor of the flexibility. You are your own boss, so you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. You just need to advise to say, okay, tomorrow I will not be there by this. Select your hours in your phone. And you have ability to do it even 3 hours before the beginning of the hour. So even if we have, 30 couriers saying that we cannot be there 3 hours before what we are doing, okay? We are trying to push a lot of bonuses in order to incite other couriers maybe to come and give them the information. Hey, today we have a bonus here at this slot. Please come and join us. This is how we are doing.
And you see that it works, right? So that people join you, or at least
for now it works. let's expect that it will work for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. And Tanya, do you still have a question from your end? Or Tanya has left us, maybe that's possible. Yeah. And Atakrit, I don't know where you're from, but do you have similar companies like Glovo where you are at, and do you know of how the companies operate there when it comes to building a community of freelancers, so to say?
Not really, because I think the problem is that it's more the competition among company to attract customer. Now I'm thinking of not courier as such, or partly courier, but also food delivery. They have a lot of ways to attract customer and then try to cost cutting each other and push their driver quite far. Of course, their drivers still earn more than minimum wage or other type of job if they work a lot, but it's not so good for them. And for the restaurant, in case of food delivery, there are so many stories about how high this percentage that they take from the restaurant out of the price of their sale for this delivery company. So it's profit for them, but not for either the partner restaurant or the worker. That's quite bad in general.
Okay, I see your point. And for example, let me give you another number, just because we need to go back. The thing is, for example, in Côte d'Ivoire, the minimum average salary is 65K. Okay, and the courier, after all these charges and all the elements that you need to pay, the fuel, the gas, and the maintenance, he earned around 3 or 4 times the minimum average salary in the country at the end of the month. So now our job is just to let everybody knows that they can earn more by doing couriers, and they have the availability to be their own boss. So this is our job now. Now that we applied a lot of advice on wage indicator also, and thank you for that. We know that we pushed a lot of all our elements in order to ensure that couriers must be satisfied. And now that they are satisfied, we need to tell it to everybody in the city in order to acquire new couriers every day and make, at the end of the day, all the population living better.
Great, thank you so much. I think it also sounds as if in some places, and I think that's something that Glovo really wants to do, right? Is that you want to both give the flexibility, you're a company, so you have to earn something, of course, but you also want to give a flexibility to your workers and some safety. So maybe it is, like Atakrit said, a social enterprise after all, right? Or a social company that wants to also make the world of gig maybe a little bit better. Exactly. And then we also have the trade unionists on board, right, Jerry? Or not? Okay, great. So we have about, I think, 2 minutes left or something. So if you have some burning questions for Glovo or for Serge, now is the time to ask them. Also, maybe to let you know that everything that Serge has shared today will also be on the website, of course. So